Hey guys, it's Nick. I'm not sure if you've been watching the news lately, but there's this thing called the Covid-19 coronavirus. As of this morning, Wednesday, March 11th, over here in Detroit, the coronavirus is officially in the city. I think the CDC has to approve it or something like that, or verify it. But there's 2 cases, potentially a male and a female, actually in this county, not far from here. So, am I worried about it? No, it seems like it's a little more potent than some of the other viruses or flus that are around, but however, I'm not the kind of person that usually sprays their hands, but I've been doing it a little bit more lately just to be a little bit careful because I'm going to be inside a lot more. I actually have time to catch up on some of the videos that I've done. However, I had a snafu a couple weeks ago, or last week. This new hard drive I got, this backup hard drive, it's a 4 terabyte Western Digital Elements. It crapped out on me. I started using it about a month ago. I have a lot of new videos that I already shot on it, and it just kind of crashed. The actual jack doesn't work. You have to like twist it to get the light to turn on, and that doesn't even work. So I have a lot of stuff a lot of content that I filmed that are on this stupid thing right here, and I don't have them, so I have to film all this stuff all over again. So what I'm going to be doing is putting a pedal board back together. If you watched the channel last year, I talked about how I sold all my gear. I had a lot of pedal gear that I wasn't really using, and I talked about why I wasn't using it and why I sold it. And I decided I'm going to buy some more gear now. I'm going to buy a pedal board. Now, first of all, what's a pedal board? And what are effects pedals? Well, effects pedals are certain individual units, kind of like this, that's used as some kind of amplification device, plug into some kind of an amp. And they work with, well, there's different ones that you buy for guitar and bass or acoustic guitar. Now, the basic categories I would call them in go into like some kind of a gain or overdrive device. Those would be like your overdrives, your distortion, some kind of fuzz pedal. Those are all kind of like take your signal and actually make those higher gain and more distorted sounding. The next category would be something like modulation. Those don't actually change your notes. Those just take whatever tone comes in there, whether it's a clean signal or a dirty signal with gain, and actually makes it like different warbly, swirly sounds. The best way I can actually describe it. Phasers, which I love, those are my favorites. Flangers, tremolos, I guess are kind of like that. Chorus pedals, those are all parts of flangers. Those are all kind of parts of the modulation category of pedals. You also have things like delay. Those actually repeat, like echo, 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 echo. It actually repeats what you say in different amounts, different amount of echoes, how loud the echoes are, how fast they are in between, and different parameters on how those echoes or repeats actually sound. Then you have things like reverb pedals. They don't actually repeat what you've said, but they just make it sound like it's maybe just one signal in this big cavernous place. For instance, think about clapping your hands in a closet or clapping your hands in a huge big orchestra hall that's empty. You wouldn't necessarily hear a bunch of claps, but you'll hear just all this ambience around that one clap. That's reverb. And you can have natural reverb, which is always good, or you can have separate reverb pedals that actually have their own, well, many different settings for reverbs. You also have things like looper pedals, and actually takes whatever's in the signal, and whether you turn it on or off, it'll actually take a chunk of what you're playing and repeat it, so you can play over it. That's really good for doing backing tracks, for practice, amazing for practicing, so much fun. Good for songwriting. Good for performing live, whether with a band. You have to be careful when you do those with a band because they can get ugly really fast if you don't loop it the right way and it gets out of tune. And just a lot of fun to have. There's definitely a good creative outlet is having a looper. And not last in the chain, actually one of the first in the chain, are things like wah pedals. I talked a little while ago about how I got my Crybaby Classic wah, and why I think it's really good. I'm going to be doing some demos with that and all the pedals and that I have currently, and showing you how I chain them up, how I do them with different amps, what I use them for, a lot of different settings that I use for those, and why I think that the current setup I have right now, for the most part, is not, I would say it's my ultimate one, like every vast cavernous tone I can think of, but it absolutely is all the things that I want for everything that I want to play. It's very inspirational to me, and I get lots of great tones with this rig that I'm going to be playing very soon, and a lot of some studio work I have coming up with. That's my very high-level rundown on what a pedal board is. A quick update about stuff in Detroit and some good things coming up on the channel, because I'll probably be in more. I get to do more video, which is actually a good thing. And I get to play a lot more. I've been really, really busy for the last week. And I had, matter of fact, when this thing died on me, this hard drive, I have some client work and a lot of stuff that I had besides just the channel stuff. Besides that, had a lot of good paid client work that's on here. It's crap, I can't even get to it. So I have to figure out a really quick way to get that, and or have to go do the work all over again. So I've been busy, that's why you haven't seen me a lot. But I'll definitely be planning on doing some more stuff indoors very soon. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great day. Rock on.
you.